So M.2 support, aka extra storage, is finally coming to the PlayStation 5. Welcome back, my friends, to another video here on the channel. Today, we got some brand new information, finally, months and months and months after the launch of PS5, about M.2 SSD support for the PS5. If you guys don't know, there's basically an M.2 slot on the PS5 that you can add extra storage with an additional M.2 drive. And they were saying that, you know, there wasn't support right away because they're gonna have to wait until they figure out, you know, which drives are compatible with it or whatever. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff at launch, so it wasn't supported at launch. And all these months later, it's been what? So it launched November, so that's December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Almost 9 months later, almost 3/4 of a year later, we're finally getting support. But we're still not getting support for everybody. It's only entering into beta for beta users. So if you're in, I guess, the beta program for PS5, which I unfortunately am not, which you can sign up for, by the way. But I mean, I don't know if you guys have had any luck with that, but I've signed up in the past and I never got into it. But anyway, so if you're in the beta program, you're going to get early access. I think it's going to be sometime in August. So there's a whole website about it. I'm going to read through it for you guys and just kind of highlight some key points. Excuse me, and whatnot, if you will. So, like I said, M.2 SSD is just basically a special kind of high-speed solid-state drive. It kind of looks like a stick of memory or something. You know, if you didn't know the difference, you could probably mistaken it for maybe a stick of RAM or something if you really didn't know the difference. So it doesn't look like your classic hard drive. And to answer the question, and maybe some people, you know, are asking that they just don't know, why can't I just use a normal hard drive, an external hard drive like I did on my PS4? You could for storage, but you can't to run the games off of. So if you want additional storage to actually run games off of, you need an M.2 SSD. Now, yes, if you use an external drive, that's fine to store your PS5 games, but if you want to play them, you got to transfer them from your external over back to your internal, which could start getting just annoying and tedious and whatnot for some people. So that's the only thing. If you want to play the game off of your expanded storage, it has to be an M.2 SSD and one that is compatible with the PS5. And once it rolls out to all users, because again, at the start, it's only going to be for beta users. So again, you know, that's kind of, you know, why you'd want to add an M.2 SSD. And then there's which ones can be used, right, with the console. So, you know, there's certain ones that you're gonna have to use. There's certain requirements. They said, as this is a beta, please note the final specifications may change ahead of the official system software release. So as of right now, this is the kind of M.2 SSD you would need. And even then, they're saying it's not guaranteed that it'll work, it'll be supported. Ideally, I would assume that most of them would be supported that would fit this criteria. But anyway, so we got the interface, which is a PCIe Gen 4. So it has to be a Gen 4, which is going to be the more expensive lines, of course. Gen 4 times 4. M.2 NVMe SSD, capacity anywhere between 250 gigs to 4 terabytes. Cooling structure, using an M.2 SSD with your PS5 console requires effective heat dissipation. So basically you need a heat sink, an M.2 heat sink. Some of them actually come with it. Some of them are built in and whatnot. So just make sure that is the case with yours. Then the read speed, they said 5,500 megabits per second or faster is recommended. Module width, 22 millimeters width. They said 25 width is not supported. So if you get one that's 25 width, it's not going to fit. Form factor, you know, M.2 type 2230, 2242, 2260, 2280, 22110. These numbers can be found on retail listings for M.2 SSD devices. Excuse me. So, again, the first 2 digits refer to the width. So, you know, that's why they're all starting in 22, because it has to be a 22 millimeter width. The remaining digits has to do with the length. So 30, 42, 60, 80, and 110 are the lengths that are going to fit into this drive. Socket type, socket 3, key M. we already talked about the length, the width, etc. Excuse me, the height, like I said, the total height of the M.2 SSD and its cooling structure, such as a heatsink, whether built-in or separate, must be less than 11.25 millimeters. So you got to make sure that you're getting the right thing here, and that you're getting the right one. So they go on to say that both single-sided and double-sided M.2 SSD devices are supported. M.2 SATA SSDs are not supported. You should carefully review drive specifications prior to purchase and contact the vendor or manufacturer if you need further information. Sony Interactive Entertainment cannot guarantee that all M.2 SSD devices meeting the described specifications will work on your console and assumes no responsibility for the selection, performance, or use of third-party products. And it basically goes on to say that. It says the majority of M.2 SSD devices with the above type numbers, M key type 220, 2230, et cetera, excuse me, and without a built-in cooling structure will fit the PS5 console's SSD slot. However, sizes for cooling structures like heat sinks vary greatly. So this is where things get even more complicated. So again, there's a lot of things you're going to have to look at here in getting the right M.2 SSD. At this point, there's going to be certain drives that are going to be licensed. And we're actually going to talk about one in a second here. There's going to be certain ones. And, basically, if you don't know any better, you might just go for one of the licensed ones, which I don't know if they're going to be more expensive. They might try to bank on it. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't paid a lot of attention to the Gen 4 stuff. I know I have an NVMe M.2 SSD in my PC, and they're pricey. I told you guys this before in previous videos. They are pricey. So anyways, that's kind of the idea. And then it goes through how to add it, which basically, you're gonna need a screwdriver and whatnot. You're gonna have to pop open one of the side panels off your PS5, and there's basically a slot there and whatnot. And they say before proceeding with installing, touch a metal grounded object to remove any static electricity from your body. So if you've built PCs, you know to do that. If you don't know that, you need to know that before you do this, because you can fry your console if you don't ground yourself first. So you got to touch a metal object, a metal grounded object, to remove any static electricity. Because if there's any static electricity in your body and you don't ground yourself first, like I said, that could transfer over to the components in your console when you're working inside of it, and it can completely fry it. Although you're not open, but just to make this clear, by the way, I don't know if you guys have seen videos already of where the M.2 slot is, but you're not opening your entire console. It's actually very, very easy to get to. You just pop off one of the side panels and it's right there. You just got to unscrew this kind of little, I don't know what you'd call it, like, I guess, not a hatch door, friggin', like a panel, I guess, or there's a little panel covering the port, I guess you could say, for the M.2. You just got to pop that off really quick. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. And then there's, there's steps to remove it if you want to remove it and all that good stuff as well, which is going to be a similar process, just reversed. How to install games. You basically go to your games library. You can select to move to the M.2 SSD storage. There's going to be a tab for that and all that good stuff as well. Also, if you're going to send in your console for repair, they're asking to please remove the M.2 SSD first. Different things like that. They say, can I format part of the M.2 SSD for use on the PS5 console? No, you must format the entire drive. Excuse me, is it okay to install a heatsink on the M.2 with a built-in heatsink? No, because if it has a built-in, there's literally no point to install an additional heatsink, and they recommend against it, obviously. And just a couple different things like that, simple stuff like that. So beyond that, there's actually Seagate. So Seagate announced that they have, or they confirmed anyways, they confirmed its first PS5 ready SSD, which will cost $275 for the 1 terabyte. A lot of people are saying this is really expensive. It's expensive. Like NVMe M.2 SSDs are expensive as is, and these are the 4th gen versions as well. So they're not cheap. They're not like just buying a typical cheap $60 hard disk drive, or maybe like a $100 solid state drive. These are pricey. I don't know what to say. Some people were saying like, well, we'll wait till the price comes down. I mean, the only way the price is going to come down is if you wait for like a sale, like Black Friday. Maybe you could find one, Black Friday or something. Otherwise, you're probably going to be crap out of luck, honestly. So this one here by Seagate is the Fire CUDA 530 NVMe M.2 PCIe Gen 4 SSD. And it's pretty quick. It offers read speeds up to 7,300 megabits per second, meaning it easily meets Sony's 5,500 requirement by far. Now, the Fire CUDA 530 with the heatsink attached, so there's versions that actually come with the heatsink. So obviously that's probably going to be the one you want, because Sony does recommend obviously having heatsink. If you don't get the one that has a heatsink already attached, you're going to have to buy one separately, but it's better just to get one with the heatsink. So with the heatsink attached, you're going to get $160 or $170 for the 500 gig, $275 for the 1 terabyte, $570 for the 2 terabyte, and $1,050 for the 4 terabytes. So they're pretty pricey, and you gotta take into account too that you're factoring in the heatsink that's attached to it too, which is gonna raise the price a little bit more than a normal just M.2 drive by itself. And these are 4th gen, like I said before, as well. So yeah, so the Fire CUDA 530 is gonna work with the PS5. It's the first confirmed one that will work with the PS5. And like I said, you get the one that has the heatsink already attached, and you're already good to go. With the Fire CUDA 530, even with the heatsink on the top, because it's such a slim design, it's going to fit, and it's going to be all good. So it seems like there's not going to be a lot that's going to fit, given the fact that it is a tight little spot in that for that M.2 drive. So to have to include a heatsink on it, you're gonna have to make sure you find something that's gonna fit, right? That might be harder than not. I don't know. But like I said, as of right now, Fire CUDA 530 is the one that's gonna work. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of go through that with you guys really quick in this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you guys plan to get one when it comes out. What do you think about the pricing of the Seagate one? Like I said, there's going to be other brands that are going to be compatible. This one's confirmed to work. Other ones may not be confirmed, but they will still work. You just got to kind of look at the specifications that Sony listed and kind of go through it. I'll link the articles down below, by the way, for both these, for the Seagate drive and for the PlayStation announcement on the M.2 SSD drives and all the info on that. So if you want to check it out for yourself and all the nitty gritty, you can check it out. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, stick around. We'll be back with some more content soon. And stay safe, stay well. Let me know your thoughts, like I said, in the comments below. I just smacked my watch on the desk. That's not good, but anyways. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, game on.